Hey everybody, I decided that I was going to try to get on and do a video for you, even though I have been super sick and out for a while now. I do sound like I'm an ex-smoker, but I'm not. And if I cough through this, please forgive me. But I wanted to get on here with you guys and color up this little Simple Sally bestie that I had promised you that we would do. So I'm gonna start on her with Copics first. And so I'll tell you, let me show you the paper. Let me clean my glasses really quickly. I'll show you the paper that we're gonna start with that I'm using this time. This is the mixed media paper that I'm using. And I'm trying it. I have not used it before or colored on this one before. So we'll see how this goes. We'll give it a try together and see. So I'm going to start out with E000. So I'm going to give you each of the ones that I start with to color with so you can get an idea of what I'm working on and see. We're going to see how this works with Copics. I've not used this one before, like I said, but let me see. Let me get my eraser. So, by the way, if you guys are drawing or doing anything, these erasers, I absolutely love them. Got them off Amazon, and I'll see if I can find a link for you guys on the ones that I got. Got a really great price on them, and they are fantastic on any kind of paper. So, it's really good erasers. So let's see here. Let's get her, start coloring her in. It looks like this paper is very absorbent. So we'll see how it goes. And I may have to switch out and get a new Copic because this one looks like it's running a little low here. Let me look and see if I've got another one. It's a little fuller. I don't know how I feel about this paper so far, guys. It definitely soaks up your marker. Oof. Wow. Now, it says it's a mixed media, right? So you would think that it's supposed to be good for markers, for colored pencils, for anything. And I know that some of my markers are running a little low, but my goodness. Let's see. I'm going to refill this marker for a second and see if that helps. So I have a refill here, and we'll try to refill this a little bit and see if that makes a difference. But it seems to be that this paper is streaking. I've never used it before, like I said, but we'll learn together and see if it works. And see if a full marker, I should have checked my markers before I started the video, but I thought they were full. So we'll give it a try and see. So when you fill up your markers, you definitely want to take off both ends. And I'll show you how I do it. I just take my ink and I just drop it right in on the tip. It absorbs right in. If you keep it on both ends, then you usually don't happen to have a leak. So, which is pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to try that and see if this makes a difference with the paper. And just snap both ends on. Well, let's give it a try. Let me make sure I'm in there. Okay. Let's see if this makes any difference. Ugh. The last paper that we used was a vellum paper. If you remember that, I was going to see if we were going to start carrying it in the store. So one of the things, let me show you one of the things that you do get with this particular tablet is they give you a plastic liner to put underneath. So whenever you are using a marker, it doesn't go through on to the next page. Let's see, does it go through the back? Not really. You have to excuse my little kitty cat hair there. She has been deciding that she's going to get up on my desk. And so far, guys, I'm not loving this at all. If you guys have ever used any of this paper before, let me know what you think of it. I cannot seem to get a grip on it at all. So let me see. Let me try a different one. This is a little bit lighter. See if this makes a difference. If it's my marker or if it's truly the paper. This color is YR0000. So it's a little bit lighter than the color I was using. See if it'll let me blend it a little bit more over the color that I used. Wow. She's looking awfully splotchy, guys. All right, let's do a little bit of outlining. I like to use this color right around the edge, and this is E13. I got the bug, whatever is going around, we actually all got it. And this is literally the first day that I've really been up and been able to work very much. So everybody stay safe out there and healthy as you can. This bug has just really taken everybody down in our house for a while. Actually, our whole family, my kids and my grandchildren, and all of our friends got it. So thankfully everybody's okay and recovering quite well. It just seems to be taking a long time to recover. So yeah, I am not loving this paper. It has a lot of tooth to it, and it's very absorbent. So it just seems to be really sucking in all of the marker, but it leaves it kind of grainy looking. It's not smoothing out like some of the other mixed media papers that I've used in the past. So I'm going to see if I have my other paper. What did I do with that? Hold on, let me grab the other one that I have and show you the difference. This is one of the vellum papers that we're going to be carrying in the shop. And you can see the difference in how it blended. I mean, this is colored pencil over the edges here. And it hasn't been blended out yet. But you can really see the difference in what, how splotchy and how smooth this one came out. So we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and continue on with it to see if we can salvage it, or if it's recoverable with I don't know. This is very different. Maybe markers aren't the one for this paper, but we'll see. See, it just is not blending out. Just is continuing to leave it very splotchy. I mean, it's taking a whole lot of ink, which is not, you know, what you want for your Copic marker paper. Okay, so let's see. Let me see, we've got, this is RV10, one of my favorite RV10 to use to start layering for the cheeks. Now, again, it's just going on super blotchy. I'm really sad to see that it's doing this and it's ending up looking like that, because I had really high hopes for this paper. I was really hoping that it was going to be a great paper, because it's got a nice tooth to draw on, and it really you know, takes the markers really nicely for drawing, but clearly not for and I'm going to load up some more ink on this one. Let's see, refill it a little bit. See if it's, I don't know, it's just taking so much ink for this. It's just kind of disheartening and not worth it, you know, to have a marker paper that's going to be absorbing way too much of your ink. All right, so let's do some RV21, RV21, and then we're just going to kind of go on around the edge right there, with like a little flicking motion toward the center. Then we're going to go back with our YR000 and do some blending. Just a little blending. So, all right, let's see. This is B00. I'm just going to do a little outline right around the outside of her eye. So we've got a little color there. So right on the very outside, so you just got a little bit of a blue hue there. Let's see. What color shall we make her dress? I'm going to do some FYG1 for the little leaves on her dress. Just kind of a little garden, Simple Sally. And I'm not being real exact with this. I'm just kind of filling it in a little bit. And then this one is YG21, one of my favorite colors. Yeah, this paper is definitely an experience. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the YG or FYG1, and let's do some of the leaves up here and her hair. We're going to go back with the YG21. Okay, now let's see. We've got the RV21, and we're going to do just a little bit of outlining of the flowers. Just going to kind of outline the edges a little bit because we'll be blending that out with some other colors. I'm going to do on her dress. Okay, let's see. Now we need another green, a different green. I'm going to go with YG03 and just kind of outline the edge and the tip. So yeah, it's not very perfect, but that's okay because we're going to go back over with the FYG21 and kind of blend that a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to go with the YG03 and do the same to these little leaves. I'm just going to do the tips on those. The sides and the tip, just one side and the tip. Then let's blend that again. Not being able to have my voice for the last few weeks has been kind of tough because that's why I haven't been able to make a video. But hopefully this bug is on its last leg and on the way out. Okay, so now let's see what we're gonna do. What color should we make her dress? I was kind of thinking like a really pale lavender for her dress. But let's see. I need a really light one. Let's see. It's a little darker than I wanted. But let's see. Okay. This one's kind of a blue lavender. This one is BV31. little bit. Let's see, where's my 0, 0, 0? Well, that doesn't seem to work on this paper either very well. Wow. Well, we're going to be outlining it anyway, so that's okay. You guys are going to have to forgive me for continuing to clear my throat, but boy. Okay, this one is BB000 again. And maybe, I think what we might do is we might give her polka dots on her dress instead of a solid color dress. And this one is going to be a Prisma color, and this one is, what color is this one? Well, it matches pencil 994, and the color number is 03452. So I'm going to do little polka dots on her dress. I don't really use this particular set of markers very often, but I really want to start giving it a try because I think they're beautiful. I've been so, you know, using Copics so much, but we've got a bunch of different types of markers to try for you guys. I ordered a bunch of new ones and got some in, and I'm super excited about them. So we'll see. How it goes. So now I want a, let's see, what's this color? I'm going to use B32, a little bit of B32 in here. Just to, a few spots on the ribbon, just to make it have a little bit of pop of color. And we'll be blending that out. With BB000. Blend that a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to give her some E33 for her shoes. And with this paper, you just have to get exactly in the lines or else it just soaks right out. Wow. So I'm actually like starting a little bit in because it definitely bleeds out if you're not careful. Okay. So a little more pencil mark on here, I see. So we get that off. So, I mean, again, I'm not in love with this paper. It's really hard to blend, but we'll just see how it goes. See if it work it all. This is the YR000 again, just to lay down a little bit of color for the hair. Hope this is staying in frame for you guys. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a paper that I would recommend for Copics. That's for sure. It's not one that I would say you guys definitely need to go out and get to use this for Copics. There are much better choices out there, and we'll go through those. Some of the other ones that I have. I'm just going to turn her upside down for a minute to work on her hairline here a little bit. So I can kind of keep her in frame for you guys. Okay, so that just kind of gives me a little bit of a base. Okay, let's see. I'm going to have my ribbon match the bow on her dress. And this is BV31. And let's use a little bit of the B32. Just give it a little pop of color again. And then we're going to go BV000 to blend that out a little bit. My favorite paper that I used to have, they just don't make it anymore. The company stopped making it. So I have been on the hunt for a really comparable, good paper, and it's just been near to impossible to find. Okay, that was just a little bit of RV10 just to shade over that. And let's see, we're going to do B32 just in the center of this little these little daisy flowers here for her hair. And then I need the YG21 for this little stem and this stem. Okay. Now, what color are we going to do her hair? Y21. Let's try to put a little bit of that color in her hair. if you guys have used this paper before, leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of it, or what you used on it. Did you use markers or colored pencils or paper? I mean paint, or what? Because this is definitely different for me. I'm going to put a little bit of this right on the edge of her shoes, just to give it a little shine. So Simple Sallies are something that I did years and years and years ago, to give, people that want to color something more simple, or that aren't really into painting eyes, because some people don't want to paint eyes. So I'm a big-eyed artist, so it's one of the things I love to do, but not everybody does. So I've always created different looks for different people that wanted different looks. All right, so I'm gonna now start to play a little bit with some colored pencils to see how this works with this paper. So I'm going to start with, let's see, got a little yellow paint on here. What one is this? This is OP437. Okay. So I'm just going to start to, oh no. Yeah, this has got so much tooth that it's going to give that toothy look. Let's see. Let me see if I can blend this a little bit and what happens if it blends. Nope. It's going to still give us that grainy look. All right. Well, we're going to go with it and see what happens. I mean, I'm just using like the lightest little touch. Now I'm going to try our colorless blender. I'm going to see if that makes any kind of a difference. If it'll blend it out a little bit. It does, but it's definitely a workout. And then I just dip my stump in there and blend away. And this is our proprietary blend, so it's completely food grade blender, so it's completely safe. Wow. Okay, let's see. Let's try this color. Oh, this one is PC1038. Neon pink or rose neon. It's got two different names. So. It's one of my favorite colors for cheeks for besties. And if you were here last month, you saw the video that we did where I tried a little bit of a different paper then also, which I kind of like that paper. If you look back on the video, I did that video for my Patreons, but I definitely will see about releasing that video also on YouTube a little bit later for everybody. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with OP098 for a little bit of highlight here. So normally when I color a bestie from start to finish, I mean, I'm doing this like kind of a quick version here, but normally it literally takes me an entire day to color her and get her or him to the layered look that I like, because I layer so much to achieve, you know, the coloring that I want. And I never use just Copics. I always use Copics and colored pencils together, or mixed media products. So I'm gonna go along the edge of her hairline here just to give it a little definition. I feel like this is like not such a good demonstration because it's not I mean, the paper is so hard to work with. I'm going to give her some freckles. And then I'm going to go in with my rose neon or neon pink PC1038 for around the edges of the flower in her hair. So next time I do this, I'm gonna definitely try out the paper beforehand, because, and then just kind of give you my feedback, because I feel like we can do a little bit better on showing you, you know, how I color and everything on a paper that is user friendly for me. This one definitely is not it. Okay, now I'm going to take the, what color is this? Well, I can't read it because it's got a shine on it. It's blue. And I can't read it. I'll have to put it down in the description if I can figure out how to read the name of that, because there's such a glare on it. I'm going to go and do a little bit more blue around the outside of her eye there, and then just blend that a little bit. And then I'm going to use the same color in here just to highlight the flower a little bit. Again, the little tiny daisies. And then a little bit in her ribbon. Okay. Now, what color should I make her socks? I think let's do RV10 for one sock. And let's see, I need a really light blue. And B00 for the other sock. Because you know Besties mostly have mismatched socks on all the time. And then let's do RV10 to highlight her little bloomers. Just kind of give them a little hint of color. I usually don't use a chisel in, but this one seems to work a little better right now. And then we're going to go back with the BB31 and do the little ribbon on her bloomers. And then a little B32, just a little pop of color there. Okay. Now, let's do the Prismacolor marker. Again, this one is 03452, and I'm going to do some polka dots on her socks. On one of them. Okay. Okay, now I want to, let's see, BB31, and I just want to go around each of the polka dots on her dress. Just with the fine tip of the marker. Yeah, this paper is definitely like a sponge. I hope I have my voice back by the next time I do the next video. I hope all you guys are well. Your families are well. This just like gives it a little bit of dimension on the polka dots. See how that works, how cute that comes out? Okay, now we need to do a little blending pencil here with our blender. This blender is in our shop, in the mybestiesshop.com. And it's just, I love this blender, of course. I mean, I created it because we definitely needed something I felt like that was completely natural. Now I'm going to use PC1004 from Prisma just to highlight in here a little bit on the leaves and blend that. And right at the bottom of her eye right there, just a little tiny hint, just to kind of give it a glow. Blend that. And then I'm going to go around the purple that I did. So with purple, with purple I went around the pink, and with the greeny blue, greeny yellow color I'm using, yellow chrysanthemum, I'm going to just go on the outside of the purple. There. Just to make that just really, really pop. So I'm going to go in here with a little bit of this just to give it a little highlight. Okay. And then I'm going to do that on the leaves here. Now, one of the colors that I love to put in leaves is this color. This one is the blue. What's the number on this one? Doesn't have a number. Anyway, I'm going to put this one down in the description, like I said. And you just want to add just a little hint of the blue. And then we're going to have to be blending this again. There. That just makes that leaf just pop. And if you go out of the line with your colored pencil, this eraser works really good for colored pencils as well. So we started our gardening already, and so I literally have to cut all my nails off to be able to get out there in the garden. So we had started that right before I got sick, and we're back at it. So see how that kind of just pulls that out a little bit and gives it a little bit of a glow? Just that little bit of blue in there. Really makes it pop. I think the worst thing about this bug that we had was serious headaches. Losing her voice was something that we all did at the end, but the headaches were wowza. All right, so now what are we going to do with her? I know she needs a lot of depth in her hair, so let's figure out what we're going to put in her hair. What color we want to go with her hair. So this is YR21. Did I do YR21? I did. So I'm going to do it again. A little more. Is that YR21? No, Y21. So YR21, so it's yellow red. So that's what it was. We did, so we did Y21 and now YR21 for her hair. Just follow the lines on her little curls. We saw today that a lot of you guys that are on the East Coast are going to be getting some serious snow. We have the most crazy winds going on, which is not normal for us all the time anymore. We have these super winds. We're kind of out, what you consider out in the country. We're not in downtown or in the city proper. We're in the county. We're out, and so our we're up kind of high, a little bit high, and for some reason, this last year, wow, these winds have just been coming along and just really, literally blowing the roof off of my barn. So we haven't had that much rain this year, but we definitely have had the winds. So now I guess you guys on the East Coast are definitely going to be getting the snow. All right, so let's see. I'm going to do a little bit of hue of a blue on these little flowers here, just so they'll pop a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with my neon pink, and I'm going to darken the edges of these little flowers here. I should say the center of them, so they'll pop a little bit. And then I'm going to do the little dots that are in between the leaves in the same color. And let's do a little bit in her bloomers, just to give it a little bit of depth. Yeah, so I hope you guys stay warm with all that snow. They said Cape Cod today in the news, they said was supposed to get like 24 inches of snow. Any of you guys live on the East Coast? Is that normal? I used to live in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia for a while, Newport News and Norfolk, and we definitely got snow. And some of my family is from Tennessee and Kentucky, and so I lived there for a while, but we didn't get a whole lot of snow. We got, every once in a while we'd get snow, you know, like kind of a snowstorm, but nothing that was too severe. So I'm just taking my colored pencils and just going around and putting a little pop of color here and there. And then taking my blender, and I'm going to blend it. So we definitely need something for her hair. We need some more color in her hair. So I'm going to do lemon yellow, Prismacolor lemon yellow, and put some highlights in there. And I'm not being super careful with this one because a lot of it's because I hate this paper. And I know, I can tell it's just not going to blend the way that I want it to blend. So, I mean, I'm not really a careful colorist anyway. I just put the color where I think it needs to be, and you know, just be playful with it and have some fun. The cool thing about digital stamps is you can reprint them. You can go right over them and reprint them. Okay, so let me see. I need a, let's try this one. Light Peach PC927. See if I can blend this out a little bit. This is looking a little harsh. I just don't know if there's any blending to this, or if we can salvage it. Do you guys have a favorite colored pencil that you use, favorite brand that you use? Okay, this one is Cocoa, OP098, and I'm just going to go along some of the lines here. Let's see. Definitely going to take blending again. Well, I've done pretty good. I haven't coughed very much at all through this, so. The great thing about this blender too is that you need very little of it to get it to blend out. So this, I like the way this is looking. However, I will say, because of the tooth of the paper, it's a lot of work. And maybe if I was using, you know, pastels on here, or like I said, another product to paint or color with, I might think differently of this paper. But it just makes, it puts in, oh, you got to put in a lot of work to get this to look anywhere close to where you want it to. I'm just kind of going over it, and then I'll just take my blender and see how it goes. Okay. Now let's get to blending. I'll put information in the link to the blender should you decide you want to use it. But like I said, next time I'm going to be using completely different paper. So like this particular book that I showed you in the beginning that I'm working on with this paper might work out just for sketching or, you know, putting some ideas down and just having it as a sketchbook or a journal that you keep your ideas in or something. But definitely not my recommendation, if I haven't made that clear yet. I mean, I've got a ton of blender on here, and it just doesn't want to move. Ugh. Okay, so I think I'm going to give her bloomers some little flowers. Just a little 3-petal flower. It's just a sweet little flower pattern. Kind of old-fashioned fabric. There. Cute, huh? Okay, so let's see. We need a little bit of green on the flower stems here. And what next? I'm gonna just put a little bit of purple right here on the tips of this, like a little bluebell flower. This is OP430. Just gonna give this a little shading here. I definitely love to layer colors. I just, you know, continue to pile on the color. I feel like she needs one more thing, and let's see if I can find what I want to put on here. paper to mark on. Let's see if this gives me any. Nope. I'm just going to put a little bit of white highlights in here. Put a little white dot in those flowers. This is just a Uniball pen. I'll put a white dot inside the pink polka dot. This is like one of my kind of sort of signature styles that I do with polka dots on Besties. Is the multi-layered polka dots. Just give it some little. This is not the best. I'd recommend as a white. But and just go around the tips of the pink flowers, and then write just one little like swipe inside the leaves. And I'm going to do one more little dot in her eye. Well, I think that's going to be it for her for now. Again, this is the paper that I used. I'll show you. This is the paper that I used. So, ideal for wet, dry media, acrylic, watercolor pen, pencils. Definitely not markers. So, next time maybe we'll try some watercolor on her, because we've got some new watercolor on this paper. Because we've got some new watercolors coming out. We're blending our own watercolors and making our own, so they should be out pretty soon. So anyway, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning into my video, and I will see you soon. Bye.